We're one of the first channels in the world to be given an opportunity to drive this new Pershing GTX80, which is having its world premiere at the Venice Boat Show. Pershing is all about the driving experience, so that's exactly what we're going to do. And once we've driven it, we're going to give you a full tour of the decks and interior. So let's not hang around, let's get going. I'm Jack Haines, welcome to YachtBuyer. Well, the first thing to say about the GTX range is it's supposed to be a more approachable version of Pershing. The 8X, which is about the same size as this but a different range, will do 48 knots. That's got surface drives. This has got triple IPS, 1,000 horsepower each, and this will do 34 knots, which is still very good for an 80-footer, but maybe not the type of performance you've come to expect from Pershing. But they are trying to make this range a bit more approachable, easier for an owner to use. And of course, IPS builds into that perfectly because you have joystick control at slow speed, you have triple engines but it's all controlled through twin throttles, it's familiar, it's all Volvo stuff, it's much more manageable, but you can still cruise at 30 knots and cover about 300 nautical miles, so it still has that Pershing DNA. It's maybe not just quite as performance focused as the X range, for example. The driving position, well, there's always theatre when it comes to driving a Pershing, from the lower helm and the upper helm. I would say this driving position is absolutely perfect. 3 really comfortable seats. As the helmsman, I'm sitting in the middle. I can sit back, look down that bow, and actually there's a surprising amount of protection from this windscreen. I'm not getting absolutely battered by the wind, and it's not flat calm today. There's about a metre swell running and there's some breeze about. But I love this position. You feel so plugged into the thing. And you might think, well, why have the throttles on the dash and the joystick here? Well, of course, you can drive with the joystick at high speed now. So you can literally sit back, put it in joystick mode, and then you're controlling the boat sitting back like this. It's proper spaceship stuff. The wheel is glorious, carbon fibre and leather. It's a really sort of masculine, cool design helm station, but it has all the information as well, triple MFDs, super clean, really, really nice to use. And the handling's great as well. It's sharp, you know, so yes, boats sometimes steering feels a bit light and wander a little bit. But when you do some turns on this, it really does feel. It feels sporty. They've tried to get that fine balance of it being approachable and usable, but still having the edge that you expect from a Pershing. I think they've got that balance really well. You used to approach a Pershing with some nerves, you know, handling the surface drives, the power, juggling the tabs, juggling the shafts themselves. But here with IPS, auto trim, you've got your Humphrey trim tabs as well, which are adjusting the boat for you as well to keep the trim optimum. It makes it very easy to drive a very big, very sexy boat. Well, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit subscribe and the bell icon, and you'll never miss a sea trial like this one. Right, let's get on with it. Now, it may not be quite as performance focused as other models in the range, but it's still a very slender boat, and you really appreciate that here from the bow. It looks so sort of narrow and muscular, but despite that, it's still a good living space up here. You can still come and dine if you want. The table is big. It goes up and down as well. They put some cushions on there to make a big sampan here. You've got your sound system as well and storage underneath all of these seats, and of course access to the anchor and the mooring gear. Now, one of the compromises to get the width in the saloon that they wanted is that the side decks and midships really are not very wide at all. They're perfectly fine here, but it is quite narrow up there, so you will have to take care moving up and down from the outside of this boat. However, there are helm doors as well, so you can get out by the saloon if you need to. It's not just the performance that's a bit more family friendly and leisure focused, the deck spaces are as well. Often on Pershings, the top decks are really just a driving position with a sun pad. Not the case here. We've got a galley for a start, and it's a good size one as well with this nice split lid that pops open as so. There's a sink here, there's a cooktop, and there's cooling space underneath. There's good protection from this hardtop, which is optional. It's the only thing on board that's pure carbon fibre. The hull, the superstructure of the deck is all JRP, but this is carbon fibre just to keep that weight down as much as possible. And then we have a dinette here as well. There's a two-way backrest there, so you can convert that from sun pad to dining space. But this is a good enough space that guests can come up here and dine under the protection of the hardtop if they want to. Let's head downstairs.
This aft deck is another area that separates the ATEX from the GTX range. You've got this mezzanine effect. So up here, you've got the cockpit, which connects really well to the saloon. You've got the dining table here. It's not enormous, so it's big enough. You see you've got space to put chairs around it, and you've got protection from the overhang. So this is a good place to eat in the day where it's nice and shady. But down here is where all the fun stuff happens. We have the balconies that fold down. You can see these give you really useful extra space down here, but the bathing platform is clever as well. Obviously it sinks down into the water because you can launch the tender off it, but it will also come up to this deck's level. So then everything is connected when the passerelle's away. So you have this huge flat aft deck to enjoy out on the water. You can also mount a jet ski here, which is on a trolley. So again, you bring this platform up, you slide the jet ski across and you use the platform to put it down. Underneath here, this is just a really big, useful storage area. Water toys in there, fenders, lines in a really good place. Just means everything is tucked away really neatly. But this, if you want to live by the water, is a really fabulous socialising area. Let's head inside. Before we head into the saloon, let's just talk about this area because it's a really cool space. This window drops down into here. This door, which is enormously chunky, swings in, but completely out the way. So you have this great unbroken area between these two spaces. And this area here creates a bar right next to the galley. And obviously that connects very well to the cockpit. And the galley is big. This is in fact the first Pershing with a main deck galley, which I was quite surprised to learn, but they've really gone for it. It's a big space. They've made it part of the boat. You've got the bar stools here, this area here, so you can line up your drinks and your snacks. I like this effect as well. This is actually painted, lacquered wood, which then is sort of hand distressed, but it's really cool. It looks almost metallic. Behind that is where you find the fridge and freezer, though on a boat this fast and agile, it could probably do with a catch on it. And you'll get used to this. A lot of the storage is hidden away. It's the same downstairs, but you've got everything here, dishwasher, plenty of storage for pots and pans and things like that, but it's all very neatly put behind these fascias. Moving forward, opposite there's a dining table. Everything here is a magnet for fingerprints. It looks fantastic, but it'll take some work to keep it clean, but when it is clean, it looks like nothing else. It's absolutely lovely. And I don't imagine people are going to use that dining table very much, but it's a decent size and obviously it's well placed opposite the galley. Big sofa area here. Now you can have another sofa there, so if you just want more seating areas and lounging spaces in this main saloon, you can do that, and that moves a smaller dinette table to here. But if you want more serious dining, of course, you've got that over there. The television pops up from inside here, and there's a sound bar as well, and you get an appreciation of how much glass there is in this area as well. A sunroof that pops open overhead. But we're going to talk about the Helm station in proper detail. Let's get up there. There's nothing quite like sitting at the lower helm of a Pershing. It's similar in many ways to upstairs because you have this high back seat, you've got all the controls under your hands, including ones for the MFDs. 3 massive Simrad MFDs here that are touchscreen, but you've got the control down here, so I can sit on my seat and control everything from this throne of a helm chair. Obviously, I've got the joystick down under my arm here. Throttles are further forward on the dash. Nice that you've got space for a navigator and space around both sides so everybody can get in and out without disturbing each other. And like upstairs, you sit centrally, so this windscreen that sort of comes down like this still delivers a really good view. And because of the amount of glass, you've got a really good all-round view down here as well. I noticed the skipper, when he brought it in, did it from down here. He's got his cameras back there, can communicate with the crew who are out on the side decks, and there's boarding gates as well, so you can nip straight out onto the dockside if you need to. It's a really cool area. Let's head downstairs now though and take a look at the accommodation. There's drama running all the way through this boat. Even this passageway through the guest cabins is such a cool space. The use of lighting that draws you along towards the VIP cabin, the strip lighting at foot level here, it's really cool. And it's a 4-cabin, 4-bathroom arrangement. That's another thing that separates it from the 8X, which only has 3 bathrooms. And here we have the twin cabins, one on this side which has got private access to its ensuite, a similar one over here, but this has got day head access as well, so guests in the day will come and use this bathroom. And then right forward we arrive at the VIP cabin. Do you see what I mean about the strip lighting? It runs all the way through forward into this cabin as well, and towards the back down that passageway. It looks great. And this is a lovely cabin. You can see how much space there is in here, and although the decor is quite dark, you have got a decent piece of hull window on both sides, so natural light isn't too bad. Only an escape hatch above, but no skylight as such, but you have got opening portholes, so you can get some breeze in here if you want. And although it's very well hidden, storage is pretty good as well. A big wardrobe over here, storage down both sides, and a very big television as well for a cabin of this size. And of course, this being the VIP, there's a private and decent size bathroom as well. Now let's head amidships and take a look at where the owner sleeps. The devil is in the detail on this boat. Things like having this lighting motif in the ceiling mirrored in the carpet. That's a bespoke choice by the owner, but I think it works really nicely. And the lighting throughout is lovely. We have that similar look that we've seen elsewhere with this strip lighting that runs behind the bed, either side of the TV. A TV that is absolutely huge as well, cinematic in fact. And the space is great too. Flat floor all the way around the bed, a bed that is large and set nice and low. And much like the VIP, there is a lot of storage once you find it. It's all hidden behind this panelling, but there is plenty of it, including storage under the bed as well. Now this blue panelling won't be to everybody's taste, but you can have cream if you prefer. It's striking, it's bold, it's masculine, and it's got a lovely big separate bathroom as well with a huge shower cubicle and all the facilities you'd expect to find. It's a very interesting space, but there are a few boats where the engine rooms are more interesting than on a Pershing, so let's head there. It's quite toasty down here because we've just come back in from the sea trial. You can probably hear the seakeepers spooling down, so you can hear those on the mic, that's what that is. We're talking the seakeepers. I'm actually sitting on one of two of them, two Seakeeper 9s on board, which are obviously mainly there to give the boat some stability at anchor. They don't really come into play when it's charging along at planing speeds. What I like about Pershing is that although lots of companies use Volvo engines, they display the machinery with pride. It's like lifting the bonnet on a Lamborghini or an Alfa Romeo. They are really nicely presented, loads of space around them, it's all beautifully arranged, it's so clean and neat and tidy, which obviously looks nice, but it also makes the engines very easy to work on and easy to spot when things are out of place. All this checker plate here means it's nice and grippy down here, but it all lifts up as well, so you can get to the bilges easily. Generators on either side as well. It's 3 engines, you think, could that feel a bit tightly packed? Not at all, it's a really good space. Now you enter the crew space from a door behind the Flybridge stairs, and it really is a boat that is probably most likely to be run by an owner who might have a captain occasionally. So this isn't the largest space, but what you have got down here is a pair of bunks. There's a small galley, if you can call it that, down here where we have a microwave, sockets for a coffee machine, cooktop, and a fridge underneath, and it's got a private wet room as well. It's not huge, it does the job. I think the GTX80 is the friendly face of Pershing. It's more family orientated with the number of cabins and bathrooms. The main deck galley is much more sociable. It's clearly designed to be run and enjoyed by an owner and their family, and the performance is so accessible as well. Using IPS just takes all the nerves out of driving this boat slowly and driving it fast. I think it's a really interesting interpretation of the Pershing style that sits alongside the X really nicely. And on that note, let me know whether you'd rather have this or the near 50-knot 8X. Let me know in the comments which one you'd go for. Thanks very much for watching that sea trial and review. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give the video a like if you did. And if you want to watch my tour of the 8X, we did that over in the States. I'll put that up there for you. If you want to watch some more sea trials, put a box of those down there. And if you'd like to subscribe, you can do that by clicking up there. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.